The final word.
The finale. Come on. Yo. Nothing to it, man. Nothing to it. Just chilling. How you been? The final word. Yo.
Stir that cup a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Stirring the cup.
Red Cup special.
I'm starting to see how it's coming together. Put it like this. I'm not as bad as I was last week.
Well, hey, it's all good. You know how it goes.
And see, we was talking about last week to Kool-Aid or not to Kool-Aid. This week,
Yeah.
we talking about the final word of the Dallas Cowboys with the minicamp and these
Rumors. The final word.
rumors.
The final word. You know I had to put that in there.
Hey, I got it over here too. Hold on real quick. I got it.
Let me hear it. Let me hear one time.
Man, you put me on the spot, bro. But I promise you, I do got it over here.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. The final word.
The final word. Your voice. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Yes, the grand entrance. The grand.
The final word.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to the Facebook crew. Your voice matter.
We see y'all in the building. James Ruff. What's up? Be safe out there, man, and with them trucks, big dog. I know you always
The final word.
keep your eyes open. Get those red lights and those green lights. One extra look. You know how I got it. For real.
The final word.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully we keeping y'all.
The final word.
Giving y'all something to listen to as y'all, away from your families. Yes, indeed. Appreciate all the super chats. All of that, man. They say my mic low. My mic low.
Mic check. 1, 2. The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
The final word. Salute Regina, The Tim, final word.
The
Alicia.
final word.
The final word.
Dak on Filthy. Appreciate you. Shout out to Wee Woo Cowboy. Flying
Wee
above
Woo.
the rest.
Oh, I sound good
JD.
now.
Oh yeah, you up there now.
God damn. All right. Yeah. All
The
right.
final word.
Let's get it ready. Box and start the show. What's up, Regina? I see you in the house.
Regina King. Noah. Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all so
Michael
much.
Lockhart.
Oh man, Mr. Lockhart, man, that's a cool dude over there. Yo.
Mount up.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up, yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rich, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Count a check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still sit and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right,
We got a super chat, man. J Diz says no 4-letter buyout, basically. I mean, that they talking about 150 million, over 150 million for Pat McAfee.
Oh, you talking about
But you parlay that buyout like for 150 mil?
See, it's ways to do it now. Yeah.
he gonna be the blueprint right now, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen,
if he can stay doing the same Pat McAfee show. Oh, did you hear that news?
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So if he can stay doing that, then that's a blueprint. That's a plus for us.
Yeah, man. We just go keep the brand. That's what we go do. We go keep the brand because it's growing and people already like it. You know what I mean? So when people buy you, they buying your concept. You know what I mean? If they trying to, you know how Puff Daddy did. Remember he did that show to 5. What was that? Remember he did that show?
I don't know.
Remember he put them people together. He started cutting their hair, telling them what. Nah, see they do you like that when they
do a remix.
When they form you from scratch. That's how they do you. But when you like Law, what's that on your chest, Law? What's that? 100K. When you already bringing your whole army to the table, it's different conversation. You know?
I'm gonna have to tell him. I'm gonna have to tell her, let me still have my little drop over here. Where is that? Come on, man. Come on. Hey, here it is right here. Hit it.
What is your profession?
They're gonna be like, hey man, no, we can't have that on ESPN. Bull sugar.
When you come over here to Boss Cowboy Sports, it's gonna be, I ain't got my wee woo button. Hold on, bro. I'm gonna go find this. Man, listen, hold on, bro. Hey man, hold on. I got it over here somewhere. Listen, it just gonna take away.
You gotta find a wee woo.
Oh, you see this guy?
Yeah.
See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Yeah, all that got a price now. You know,
He got a price to it.
all of that got a price now. All right, let's get to some football, though. I want to
Come back.
Ooh,
All right.
let's stop these.
Come back.
Oh, hell no. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, so.
But one thing they say you can't play though, you can't play that sound.
Oh, that one.
You can't play what I'm.
Yeah. Okay. I'll play by the rules.
No.
And look who came in all at the same time, man. Look how
At the
good
same
the world
time.
is. The world is just so good to us.
Yeah.
That at the same and Big, he just so fast. Look, he's swinging the camera around. Listen,
I'm trying to get it right. My bad.
it's all good. That he's sitting on the toilet. Hey, it's all good, bro. And he's sitting. Yeah, I know what you're doing, big dog.
I knew you were gonna play that
I
song.
had to, bro. Oh, the goofy. Oh, hey, we pushing all the buttons because if you go buy us like McAfee, it costs. Man, like everything costs.
Man.
All right, here we go.
But I ain't gonna lie though, 150 million though. Yeah, 150, whatever it is.
Man, you can buy me for a cool $1 million. Ow, they gonna be like, what happened to Boss?
What happened to the boss, man?
Boss quit.
You gonna come back? You gonna re-up though?
Mattered. It didn't matter that much.
You see that guy, y'all? He do the wee woo.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah,
You wee woo now, man.
Oh, Boss, I like this concept y'all got, man. Y'all got how many views? Oh man. Oh, we can do something with this. $1 million. I'll be like, okay.
What's up, Big Game James and the OC, man? Appreciate y'all, man.
Salute, man. Appreciate you, man.
All right, we got the big 3 on the map. Let's talk about this real quick. And we also going back to the thumbnail real quick. Just real quick. this rookie minicamp thing. Before we go to the big three, let's go to what's kind of really going on in the big news around. Because obviously, the person that made the big news around this rookie minicamp was Dan Quinn, right? Let's go around the table on this. On the clarification of Micah Parsons. We gonna start with you, Big. Then we go to that big three.
The minister of defense, man.
I mean, maybe he jumped out there like Micah. Chill out, man. Be quiet, man.
So hold on. So you got that too? That like,
yeah, you talking to boys, dog. Be quiet. No, he ain't no defense, man. He just rushed. He just working on pass rush. He a pass rushing linebacker. So all y'all just leave it alone. That's what they felt like you said to me. Stop talking about this. Let's leave it alone. And he wants to. I feel like Quinn wanted to be like, let's keep this under wraps. I don't want people to know what we're doing with you. So don't be out there telling everybody in the media what's going on. Just
thank you.
Be quiet. Brush your mouth a little bit and just work on your game. That's what I got from it.
Yes, indeed. Oh man. Okay, OCs. What's up? What you got on that, big dog?
Man, I think that, the thing with Micah Parsons is that, it's going to be the ultimate queen or chess piece for the Cowboys. So it's important that he works on his game in terms of a defensive interest because he got beat up near the end of the season. We had a 4 or 5 game stretch where he wasn't quite as effective for a variety of reasons. So I think it's good. I like what Big said about, hey, don't tell everybody our business. I get that part. But I like him working on his game. I think his athleticism and experience is just going to take over in terms of like being a linebacker. So I'm not really worried about that part.
Yeah, obviously, Lau, what's your thoughts on kind of like the biggest kind of takeaway from the rookie minicamp was the update of Micah Parsons in his position?
Right. You got to move a certain way. And, 48 laws of power. They need to go look at number 3. The third law says conceal your intentions. So if he's operating in the right way, then he can conceal his intentions. And the problem is you don't want to let everybody know what you're trying to do. We all know that football is a brutal sport, and those 3 games in 12 days, I think we will have 3 games in like 15 days in this new schedule, but we're going to always have that. And Parsons is a beast and an animal. So he got to hide and conceal the intentions. So I believe that's where Dan Quinn is pretty much saying a rushing linebacker. Look, Von Miller, Khalil Mack, they've been doing these type of things, right? TJ Watt. So there is a spot on his team for him, but let's not get too, worthy of this type of thing that we're saying. Like, let's not talk too much.
Man, that's why I love the final word, bro. Because I don't really hear people kind of talking about that perspective right there. Like, they kind of, to me, glossing over what especially you, Big, and Law talked about. Because I think, to a degree, it wasn't any real disrespect by Dan Quinn, but every now and then you got to set order in your house, right? You got to set order. And I know Michael Parsons didn't mean anything malicious, but sometimes you got to tell your kids, man, you left the front door open. You put us at risk. You didn't mean anything by telling people what you're doing, but it's danger out there. It's people out there trying to get a clue of what we're doing. And I think what Dan Quinn was doing is he was saying, close the back door. Don't talk too much. Just close that door. When he said y'all need to come to me, he wasn't talking about the media because he know the media messy. He was basically saying Michael Parsons is not the source, but also it's important in my opinion that he did that because that lets everybody know it need to be one voice that's leading the room in terms of the stealth. And like you said, rule number 3, hiding your intentions. And see, and the Cowboys been doing good at that.
They've been concealing pretty well as of late.
Go ahead, OC.
One thing that I'll just jump in and say that I think is really important, going into this third year is going to be the year that the skill, okay, in terms of like my reception, I think I'm okay.
You good, right? You good.
All right, cool. So the thing that you got to keep in mind is going to be two tails of a coin on this season because Micah Parsons is no surprise. You got 2 years of tape on him. So every offensive coordinator is going to scheme against Michael Parsons, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be a rise in his skill level. Consequently, he's going to have to be more skilled, and Dan Quinn is going to have to be more crafty in terms of moving him around and getting him into favorable matchups. So this season, to me, is a test of both of them, of how wise and crafty and creative Dan Quinn is, and then how enhanced will the skill level of Michael Parsons be.
Real quick, how's the stream? I got a couple of messages where people saying the stream is fuzzing. It look good to
It's
me.
a little echoey. You sound a little echoey, boss.
I do, because I put on a new audio. Thank you. Let me see.
Okay, you sound a little echoey.
Do I sound better now because I took off that other audio?
Yeah.
I had two audio.
Yeah, you sound better now.
All right, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what my boy kept it real with me. Thank you, OC. Thank you. You know what I mean? I was slipping, and the OC was like, tighten up.
I mean, as much as you slapped me around about my stream, I had to. It was my pleasure, actually.
I know, man. I deserve a lick back. But your stream doing good, though, man. We so proud of you.
Yeah.
Hey, but another thing I want to go back in time on. I really want to go back in time on this, and let's talk about this real quick in relation to what Dan Quinn did with the rookie minicamp. So this happened on January 23rd, 2023, where this is on the Dallas Cowboys YouTube. This was after the Washington game, okay, where we lost. So let's go back in time real quick because I want to talk about this because let's remember after we lost to Washington, Lago remember this. Remember the panic that was in there? Remember that's when you had that panic button? I would roll it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was panicking. You had that Muffet.
Yeah, that joker was moving.
Yeah. But remember, after that game, everybody was panicking because it looked like the D let down. It looked like we wasn't ready for the playoffs. But now let's listen to it in hindsight, and this going to help us further understand Dan Quinn. Here we go.
Well, it's good to see you guys. I'm really pumped to get rolling for this week. Just what we've been looking forward to and getting that way, and like I said, I'm really pumped to get rocking. So over the last few weeks, you guys have heard me discuss. We're going to try a couple different combinations at different spots to go, and I thought that's an important exercise to go through. It's not always comfortable, but I think you know me. I've never been one to be worried about being, comfortable with the uncomfortable. And sometimes when you have to go through those, it's important because you get to say, okay, starting role, backup role, neither role. And I like doing that. And you gain things, you gain experience, you gain stuff to go through. And it really lined us up into where we're heading into this week. And so that's why I think.
What? Wait. It what? Lined us to what we were going into this week. Remember, we was getting ready to play Tampa. And we was all scratching our head like, what? Because around this time, Michael Parsons was playing primarily only defensive end. And a lot of us were saying, okay, why did you stop moving him around? And he was answering the question. Because remember, it was a lot of panic in the air. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of panic in the year. So just real quick.
Either role. And I like doing that. And you gain things, you gain experience, you gain stuff to go through. And it really lined us up into where we're heading into this week. And so that's why I think we had discussed that, previously about, how we would feature some guys and how we'd roll. And now that we're here, we get to do that. And so it kind of gave us a vision of, how do we feature the guys best heading into the postseason. So with all that said, I know you guys got a bunch of questions, and let's get the whole thing rocking.
David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Now that you've had these 3 to 4 games here, where do you stand at that corner opposite of Trayvon as far as how comfortable you are with how you can manage that position?
Yes, and I do. I felt like I said it was really important to go through different people, different combinations to how to go. There's nothing like being in the fire a little bit and just know what you have. And sometimes you may game plan certainly, but sometimes you wouldn't, to say, I want to see what this would look like in some of the hardest situations. So sometimes you have to create that to give the moment to go. So I feel very comfortable with where we're at. I'm certainly not going to disclose that today, if that was going to be your follow-up question. But
and see, that's important. See, that's important. And that's the reason he had to do that also with Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because what ended up happening in the Tampa game, do y'all remember? Who came out at corner that nobody knew was coming?
Israel.
Easy, yeah.
That's why it got to be one voice in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why it got to be one voice in the room. And so, because I didn't understand Dan Quinn at first. I'm being honest. Can I be honest? I'm going to be all the way honest. I'm going to be all the way honest. When I saw Gallimore line up at the 9, I was like, no. This stupid. When I saw him put LVE at the 9 to pass rush, I was like, what is this? You know what I mean? I was like, but with him explaining it, I get it. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't really know if you got a freak until you throw him out there. It's a crazy but smart mad science strategy that he employs. I didn't get it until that day. I didn't get it at all. But after that day, I understood Dan Quinn and his crazy methods of trying things out, because it was certain guys that worked out for him that wasn't built for certain positions, but that end up being ideal, like even back to Seattle with Bennett. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get him. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I'm gonna let big game or
my thoughts on it is, I mean, I feel you. We talked about this, boss, where we were like, what is he doing? We've seen that a few times where we were like, what is Dan Quinn doing? He's trying to get too freaky with it. He's smelling himself.
Right.
He's trying to do too much.
Yep.
Why are you doing that? But as you said, you know, he said, hey, I got to see it all. I got to see everybody in like every kind of situation so I can know if you can handle this.
Right.
If you never ever in the situation, I'm never going to know if you can handle that fire. Right. So let me put you in an uncomfortable situation and see how you react.
Right.
I mean, that's a good coach. And plus, it's in a game where we were okay to be able to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Washington.
That game wasn't going to kill us. We were still going to be able to go to the playoffs and do what we do. Right. So if we're going to do any kind of experiment, if we're going to put anybody in the fire, this is the best time to do it. Last game of the year.
Yep.
Washington, they hyped to beat us. So let's see how they do with this quarter. You know, Sam Howell. Let's try some things just to see what it looks like. Because if it's kind of successful in fire, maybe when we go in these playoffs, I can put you in that situation because I just saw you the week before in an uncomfortable situation and you came out good. So now I know where you're at. And that's one thing I love about Dan, because he's all about experimenting. Yeah. Remember, when he came in, he's all about experimenting, seeing who he has. Remember, he talks about that from the very beginning.
Yep.
I like putting guys in different positions just to see what we have, see who I have, see how he looks when he's in this position. I can move over here, but let me see what he looks like over here. Let me see what he looks like on the left side. Let me see what's on the right, because then we can gauge of where we can put you. And it's almost like a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Like a jigsaw puzzle. Like he's figuring out the full puzzle and how to put it all together so it can all match together and be as one. So that's what I got from it. Yeah. And, I feel good about it. And one thing I love about Dan Quinn, I love how he talks. He's a very good speaker.
Yeah.
And when he speaks, you listen.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him. When he talks, and you can tell he has your full attention because he has the full attention of us. So you can imagine his players, how they soak it up and why they love him so much. And I'm glad, once again, Dan Quinn, you came back, dog. Thank you.
Oh, my God. I'm so glad, man. I'm so
Yes,
glad.
indeed. Yes, indeed. And Dan Quinn, like you said, Big Game James, very assertive.
Yes.
He makes everything a competition out there. When we were out there in Oxnard, you would see when they do the competition drills, you would literally see Dan Quinn after every play getting into the huddle and letting them know. And I used to see Kelly Moore with the clipboard and just sit aside, right? I want my coach to get in there and explain to those guys the reason why a certain way you got to be in this spot. And that's why I think that the players are gravitating to him. I think that that's also, he can understand not to throw too much at these boys. We are hearing that even Overshown and all of the younger guys, we just want them to run free and let their athleticism
Right.
show up. Look, just like your guy J-Rock. We're not finna put J-Rock in a situation where he plays on top of the roof. We're gonna put him close to the LOS and let him utilize his length, his strength, and his power from there. And that's what a good coach should be able to see. The things that you are great at, strengthen those things. The things that you are weak at, hide them.
Well said.
Yeah, I think that Dan Quinn is a super high-level thinker. I think he's a strategic coach. And I think that that's why he plays and does a lot of the things that he does. And I really do like it. I'm kind of really getting to get a better feel for like his methodology.
Yeah.
He wants to see a variety of combinations of personnels, at least 2 levels deep. And that's how he runs his defense. So that's why he's always rolling guys in and out, because he wants to see, do he got too deep in every single type of formation and scenario that he wants to run. And so that's why he plays with big nickels, even with Overshawn and Will linebacker. Hey, just worry about Will linebacker right now, Overshawn, in the rookie minicamp. And hey, we'll get to the other stuff later, AKA big nickel, right? So he's doing all types of stuff to have a tactical advantage depending upon who he plays. And so, man, I love it about him. Super smart guy, only limited by the strength of pieces that he has. Not that he doesn't have strong pieces. He has strong pieces, but I'm saying he would only be limited by personnel, not by his IQ, which I love. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, man. I love it. And it shows you that we do move in step. And it's clearly when you put all the pieces together, how he moved after the Washington loss and came out and kind of explained, and then had surprises. He had to rein in Michael Parsons. Now, this is one of the things, though, that I didn't like. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Maybe y'all can talk me off of this. If Michael Parsons told the world wrong, why not let everybody believe he's getting ready to be a defensive end? Why did you have to publicly do that? You know what I mean? Because if you already know yourself as the defensive coordinator that he's a basically linebacker with rush ability, that's how you want to label him, then why not just let the lie stay out there and let these people prepare for a lie? Am I tripping?
Well, you want to get in front of. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lo. No, go ahead, Lo.
I was gonna say you want to get in front of the narrative. We all know that he's pretty much in a contract year, and people say for the love of money is the root of all evil. But if you read a little bit further, in the scripture is also say money answereth all things,
right?
Not a few things, not some things, all. So Parsons is looking for some answers, and he's going to go ahead and let people know that, hey, I'm an edge guy. I can get to the quarterback. You're not finna shortchange me. I'm looking for that answer out there, and it's going to be in the shape of remunerations for what I do. Now, granted, we see that Parsons is a vocal guy. We know that Parsons is an animal, a beast, but he don't want to get shortchanged, and there's nobody that's watching right now want to get half of what they supposed to get. So that's just what it is, unfortunately. But at the same time, Parsons is young. He's calculated. He's smart. He's driven. And you got to contextualize all of that together. But he is a lion, an alpha male, and he refuses to allow someone else to get paid more than him that does less than him, even if it's from another team.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills, drop it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to do.
You already know you raised a nice can of worms with that one, Law. You already know. You open it up. Go ahead, OC. Go ahead.
No, listen, Law. Excellent point, man. You took a third of the words right out of my mouth. Micah Parsons is angling strategically for that bag. And that's the end of the day. Hey, you've been having me out here 2 years getting beat up by these offensive tackles, getting held and choked. I done got 13 sacks my first 2 years. So don't be trying to talk about I'm just a linebacker when it's time to break bread with me. That's what he's kind of saying. And also, here's an underlying thing. Because of the strength of the personality, not that Dan Quinn is intimidated, but that he wants to let it be known, hey, man, I'm the leader of this group. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you a big dog, but I'm the biggest dog in the sense of being a leader on this group. And I'm going to stand forward and say, I'm going to let you know how you'll get used. And so this is the conundrum and the interesting part about the Dallas Cowboys, because if you see those linebacker reps go up this year, you go already know what time it is.
That money dog to start barking over there. Oh no! That dog diarrhea there, man.
Big, please.
I mean, OC and Law both nailed it on the head in my opinion, but I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. If you listen to Michael Parsons, even before he said that, he said year 3 is the year I'm going to go crazy.
Oh,
he said this. He said this is year 3. He said this is going to be my year. So that's why he also said, you know, this is going to be my year. So I'm going to be on the edge. So if this is going to be my year, and this is going to be the year. This is year 3 for me, and this is where I'm going to really take off. I'm going to take off on that edge. And if y'all saw 13 and me going back and forth, you might see 16, 17. So get ready to pay up, Dallas. So I'm going to be in the lab. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to get bigger. And I'm going to be able to hold this down. So y'all ain't going to be able to say nothing against me getting my bread.
Perfect.
God, dog.
Big game, James.
Ooh. This is also a preview of it could get ugly in Dallas.
It's gonna get ugly.
Boss, let me ask you this though. Boss, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you. Let me ask you, boss.
Ugly, man.
Oh, we got us a super chat.
Let me ask you this, boss.
Hold on, we got us a super chat real quick. He said the Bernie Mac episode where Bernie Mac was singing the lead dog. No,
I'm about to get that one dropped. I'm gonna ask you this: all 3 of y'all, who had a better year 2? Who had a better year 2? Trayvon Diggs or Michael Parsons?
Ooh, Trayvon Diggs. All
right, and Trayvon All Pro, right? First team All Pro, right?
Yeah.
Big game, Jay. Who had a better second year? Cause see, I think I know where Parsons is going with this. Go ahead. Woo!
Oh,
yeah, I would say Diggs because you can't get no 11 interceptions. That just 11 interceptions ain't normal.
Bananas. Yeah, bro. That's
Big.
Can you explain that? Big. Can you? People ain't getting that.
Dog, you ain't getting no. And you know what's crazy? It's just like, remember when Richard Sherman came in the league, right?
Yeah.
Right. And he was turning up, he had like 8 or 9 interceptions, and you saw it steadily going down, right? Mm-hmm. Because it ain't easy. You ain't seeing cornerbacks getting double-digit interceptions, dog. That just don't be happening. Like, so for you to go out there and get 11 of them, I mean, that's then you match Everson Walls too at it, and you know what Everson Walls is and what he's meant to the Cowboys.
Yes.
And I mean, let's think about it. Look in history. How many cornerbacks have got double-digit interceptions?
Hold on, bro.
Hasn't been a lot.
Wait.
Hasn't been a lot.
Y'all check this out, bro. Come, Cowboy Nation. Hold on, real quick. And Big, I'm gonna come right back to that. To that.
Yeah.
Okay. This gotta be a big shame right here, y'all. This gotta be a shame. Alana Walker said, "Get them likes up, Cowboy fans. Stop lurking. Eagles fans always hit them likes coming in." Ain't no way Eagles got more respect for our channels than.
Hey, them Eagles love our channels, dog. Eagles love our channels. They
do. They do.
OC, they act like they're haters, but they love listening to us.
They love us.
They do.
But wait,
they do, man.
They hitting the like button though, man. Wait, what is going on?
We got the salt. They love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and thank you, Mickey, for the super chat, man. We see you, man. We appreciate the comment.
Cowboy Nation, come on now. Don't get called out on likes. Everybody should hit the likes on everybody's channel just because of that. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. And I appreciate you, Alana Walker. You know, people love content from us. You know, we all got all kinds of fans. We was just talking about that, Law. We were just talking about that. We got all kind of followers. You know, anyway, it ain't just Cowboys. But anyway, go ahead.
I got a super chat, though.
Go for it.
Coach Marv says Law was the highest paid defensive player before Aaron Donald got his $30 million. TJ, pass rushing linebacker. I say linebackers is $28 million per year. Parsons will be paid regardless of the listing of whether or not he's a linebacker or an edge guy. I get all of that, but you know Parsons still want to secure that.
The Cowboys still gonna play that game.
That's the point.
Knows that
they go play that.
Yeah.
Gonna play that game with him. They done did it. If they did it with Emmitt Smith and them, they're gonna do it with him.
They did it with Dak.
They did it with everybody.
Yeah,
that's the way.
And the reality of this thing is, man, is that you are going to be paid in commensurate with the amount of sacks that you get. Like Dash was go drive up his dollar. It's sacks. It ain't tackles, right? It ain't even INTs in his position. It is sacks. So that is the money stat for him, and he knows that, and the Cowboys know that. Because if he come out here and just get 8 sacks, they're going to use that against him till the cows come home in negotiation. Well, your production went down in year 3, Michael. We like you. It just seems like, you know, you fell off a little bit. You know, they go have that type of talk. So no, it's very important what he's doing.
Very.
Yeah, because if D-Law never got those 14 sacks and 11 sacks, he wouldn't have got paid that like that. He had to go 14 and 11 and a half. So you man, OC, dog, you brilliant. God, if D-Law never got those double-digit sacks, he would never got that money.
Exactly.
He wouldn't be here.
Exactly, man.
He wouldn't be here. The only thing, the sack saved you, D-Law. Now, don't let me get on D-Law. I'm gonna leave you alone, D-Law. I'm gonna leave you alone, D-Law. But that's how you got paid. And just when we talk about when they were talking about, but D-Law's a great run defender, and he does this and he pressures. That ain't what got D-Law paid. D-Law didn't get paid on being a great run defender or having hella pressure. D-Law got paid on 14 sacks and 11 sacks. Period. No, end of story.
Facts.
Oh.
Facts.
Oh man, listen, y'all. And and you know, it's just gearing up to be nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point that, you know, Law is making.
But this is gonna be fun, Boss Cowboy, because Michael Parsons is the guy. He is not gonna shut up. He is gonna be lighting up Twitter, doing interviews. He's go thug it out with the Cowboys on such a high level. Boy, I can't wait. I'm gonna make 100 videos on this. This is gonna be great.
Wait. See, listen, all of y'all gonna feel me when I say this. You know what this got a feeling of? This got a feeling of corporate America. Think about it. All of us been here, like all of us, to where your boss trying to put you in check because you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd have had this happen so many times in corporate America. Let me give y'all a quick story. So I was the number 1 salesperson in the country, right, for insurance company, right? So obviously when you rocking like that, but you was in a local office and we had a bunch of sales reps around us, one of the other previous top performers was like talking to our manager. He was like, "This is boss's office, not yours." So y'all already know. He started going out his way to let me know with little BS that it was his office. You know what I mean? I'm getting that feeling with this, and I'm just being honest. Oh, I'm getting that feeling. Can y'all talk me off the ledge? They say from Neil, appreciate the super chat. And then Q-Dog say, can you imagine Emmett in the 90s with the super chat?
Imagine the Cowboys.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, man.
Oh, God, please.
Imagine NFL.
I don't want this to be corporate America, because when your boss come out and say, y'all come to me, I'm the one in charge, I'm the one. I'm like, oh no.
I'm telling you, and see, this is the thing that we got to understand. Never lose sight of this. And sometimes people do. You think that these guys don't understand they got an employer, right? He may even got a call. Hey, got to kind of reel in Micah just a little bit, just kind of, let him, just let him kind of know. Yeah, I could see that happening. I'm telling you, just reel him in, just a little bit, I'm not tell everything. Oh, listen, corporate America's team is the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Oh, it's friendships and kinships here. This is not a purely performance-based environment. We all know that. It's the hands you shake, the vacations you take. That's how it goes. But Micah Parsons don't care about none of that stuff. Micah Parsons care about getting that bag for his family. And if Dallas is tripping about that at all, Mike is about to act a fool. Mark my words.
The OC.
No emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Yes, I'm lost.
Man, I'm trying to figure out how we could switch the subject up.
I'm switching it. Here it is. Gone. Big three. Damn. You got that button?
Oh my gosh, man. Oh, all right. So when I did this big three thing, we all know that last year, Gallup was coming from an ACL, and we had a guy call into our show, Dr. Q. He said that it takes normally two years for these guys to recover fully, right? Mm-hmm. So for you to rush it, you had to see some diminishing rates of return. And around this time last year, if you look at that picture, around this time last year, Gallup were not even available to do just that. So we are a whole lot better than what we were last year, believe it or not. And when I look at Cooks, I'm not saying that he's better than Noah Brown, but you guys can say it in the chat. Let me know, is he better than Noah Brown? And excuse me for the three people that commented under my video and said, "Law, Noah Brown was good, man. It was Dak Prescott." Well, we'll find out for the 2023 season what Noah Brown going to do for the Texans. But here's my thoughts with Brandon Cooks and Gallup. Those two guys right there is going to alleviate some of the pressure that CeeDee Lamb going to bring to the table. And I'm telling you, CeeDee Lamb or should receive, CeeDee Lamb is now, you're going to see the full greatness of CeeDee Lamb. And it's all brought to you by Brandon Cooks, because hear me out. This dude can take the top off the defense. He can do those deep overs. He fits right on in well like a glove in West Coast scheme and system. And now you're gonna see a more polished route guy out of Brandon Cooks, because last year we were leaning on Noah Brown, and y'all say it with me because I wasn't gonna go without saying it. Say it with me. And we don't have to worry about watching James Washington out there. So now it's going to be CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and my guy Michael Gallup. Big three. Book it.
Hey, I said the wee woo. If we had anybody on wee woo, I told you Noah Brown was wee woo.
Oh, you did. You sure did. And you stood on
Joe Train.
Ooh, Joe Train. Ooh. Hey, when y'all watch the beginning of the final word, when y'all see me hugging Big Neck, I was really trying to pull it back like, dog, please get off this dude, please. Go ahead, Big. Go ahead.
Come on, man. No. He said, come on. I'm telling you, Noah gonna show. I said, man, Noah ain't gonna show nothing.
And pointed his finger at the camera, bro. When y'all see Big doing this, he said, hold on. I don't care what he said. Noah ain't finna do it. I said, and I put my arm over. I say, save, bro. Come on. But go ahead, man. What's your thoughts on the big three, bro? And I like that. Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry, Big. I also love that name. I love that name, Law. That's very creative. See, because some people might get, a little sensitive because they think of three and they think of the triplets, which is Emmett, Aikman, and Michael Irvin. No, Big Three is almost talking about the comparison to the Miami Heat when they put together a dream team of weapons. So I just want to clarify and just say I like it, man, just real quick. The concept of the Big Three receivers, I just think it's a good idea. Go ahead, Big. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, when we had Amari and we had Michael Gallup and we had CD, it was nice, right?
It was nice.
It was nice when we had them three, right? We felt good. And I think this is, I mean, obviously we know how good Amari Cooper is, but when you're bringing in a Brandon Cooks, like Law said, that speed element is what we have really been missing. I mean, you've seen, I think, what it said, like 20 years, the Cowboys hadn't drafted a receiver that was like under like 4.4. You know what I mean? We were always getting like the 4.5 guys. So this is a breath of fresh air that we actually have somebody who is fast, and he's a 1,000-yard guy. He has 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, he's like tops with a lot of these top guys up there, like the Mike Evans and those guys. So, I mean, that's very underrated. And he got these type of seasons with average quarterbacks.
Right.
So that's what you get excited about, that he didn't have top quarterbacks and he was still getting these numbers. So that gets you excited. And now you're coming in with Dak, and Dak has already given glowing reviews about Brandon Cooks, saying, hey, man, this dude is fast. And that's going to make Dak happier. And then now that everybody is not really talking about Michael Gallup, not like that because they're Jalen Tolbert and let's see what these other guys. Yeah, let's just be quiet about Gallup and let him just come in and just blow it up. You feel me? But just to your point, Law, about the second year, it's always usually a second year, especially if you're a receiver or like a corner where you're really using those legs, knees, ankles. It's going to take a little bit more time because you're stressing that. So I'm excited to see, what Michael Gallup is going to bring after this. But I'm excited because I feel like Dak is really going to turn up with these three guys. You know what I mean? I think he's really.
Can I ask you a quick question though? You said a dirty word, and I want you to expound on that word. You said Brandon Cooks did all of that with an average quarterback. Now I know where you're going at it with this. So can you explain to the people that
oh Lord,
they can't hear? Can you explain to them why Dak Prescott is not those average quarterbacks, and where do you got him placed at?
Ooh, interesting.
I mean, Dak he's a top 10 quarterback. With me, I know y'all might have him a little bit higher. I'm gonna say he's probably higher than that, probably like around the 7. Even with those,
I see it like even with 6, 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna say around 7.
Yeah.
I mean, because let's keep it real. People keep up bringing up those interceptions. Dak has never been an interception guy. Let's keep it real. So I just don't really want to hear that noise. It'd be different if he was every year or every other year he's throwing tons of interceptions. He doesn't do that. Dak is the guy that takes care of the ball. If anything, remember, we used to get mad like, come on, Dak, let it go. Throw the ball. Throw it deep. We used to get mad at him for doing that because he would be too conservative. He didn't want to make the mistakes. He didn't want to make the mistakes.
Yeah.
Real, that
you feel me?
So if I have this thing right here, you got trash, below average, average, then there's great, then there's elite. So where you putting Dak at?
I'm gonna put him at great. I ain't gonna say he's elite.
He's a great quarterback. Okay, good. See y'all, and great is above average, right? Because people will. I guess you can put a category above average, great, and then elite.
I mean, yeah, you can put him. You can kind of. Dak is elite. I mean, in the sense of, I'm not gonna say he's like that guy.
Nah.
But like I said, you're gonna get the seventh range, and it can always go up. I don't think it will go down because he's been in the league too long. I don't think it's going down.
Ooh. He ain't going down.
Coach Marv with the super chat. He say more play action passing would make our speed at wide receiver even faster. Oh man, see,
you ain't lying.
Yeah, we finna be sick because see Coach Marv sitting back like with no words. I ain't never seen Coach Marv this cool. Coach Marv is cool right now. He is relaxed. Go ahead and sell this big three.
Yeah, so listen, man, remember, it was no strange thing for the West Coast offense in Green Bay when it was coming to produce 3 1,000-yard receivers. And so that's what you could have with this Dallas Cowboys team. Because if the right one don't get you, the left one will, right? So if the left one don't get you, then the one in the slot will get you. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, at the end of the day, man, you got some really good pieces here. And this is, to me, is all contingent on how healthy Michael Gallup is. You might have a guy that gets 700-800, then a fourth guy that gets 500 or 600 yards receiving this year if you don't have 3 1,000-yard receivers. But if Michael Gallup is anywhere close or 90% of what he used to be pre-ACL, then you very well are probably going to end up with 3 1,000-yard receivers on this offense.
Oh my God!
God, dog. Boss, can you put that list back up for me,
Which
fam?
one?
The one where you had that little spread, yeah. Is CeeDee Lamb better than all 4 of those guys down there at the bottom?
I don't know if he cold.
Man, that's a tough one because you had Jennings and you had Driver. Those boys are balls. Jordy, those boys are ballers, man.
Is it Ceiling is higher, right? Is he on? He's on pace.
He right there. He ain't like it.
He right there.
It ain't no chasm. It ain't no big gulf. But like,
where you put Cooks at on that list too? Then,
okay, Cooks. I would say Cooks at top of his game. He top 2. He top 3.
He's better than Greg Jennings.
Yeah,
Jennings.
Yeah, like
he better than Greg Jennings. Greg Jennings was nice, dog.
I know, bro. I'm struggling, big.
Wait a minute. I'm just asking,
bro. They are cold. You right. That whole list. That was some dogs on that list, dog.
Greg Jennings was nasty, dog. Greg Jennings was nasty.
Yo, all those boys were grown men.
No, man. See, Cooks ran that 4.3 too. Now, come on now. He ran
Cooks
that
was nice, but I ain't taking him over.
Wait, hold on. If you put Brandon Cooks with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, he was doing 1,000. Well, he had a couple of seasons where he had a couple of good quarterbacks. But I'm just saying, for the most part, hold on. He said, name the 6 in front of Dak. I'm trying to be a humble, but come on now. Like, listen.
We ain't doing that.
Oh,
yeah,
wait a minute. They're going to turn it into a Dak show.
Yeah, I'm going to do a whole video on that. Yeah, don't worry about that video coming. I'm going to rank Dak. I do that every year. Every year I got to rank.
All off season rankings.
Yeah,
you know.
Trust me, it's going to be rankings all off season. When it gets slow, we're going to be killing y'all with rankings.
Oh, my God.
We're going to be ranking dogs, cats, toenails.
Hey, I can go first right now. Dak, the best quarterback in NFC.
There you go.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, and the OC just, baby. Come on. Nah, I ain't scared.
He said the media used to call Dak check down Dak. Now he don't protect the ball. Wee woo. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna always change. That's all we ain't worried about it, to be honest. We go flip the script one more time. The rank is on these quarterbacks came out. Cornerbacks. Dallas is ranked 5th. What y'all think about that? Oh, we got us another super chat from Coach Marv. He sent us 10 bones. He said,
Stephen Gilmore do that for you.
To the final word, just win big, Cowboys, and the money and the Raiders and all the respect will take care of it. Just win. And I agree, Coach Marv, 1,000,000%. Coach Marv got his feet kicked up this year. Coach Marv, that's why I've been calling you. I'm trying to figure out how you just so cool. But listen, so what y'all think about us being 5th? I'm gonna start with you, OC. Can you see this list okay? Because we behind Mike.
Man,
can you see it?
You know what? I'm gonna see it another way. That's okay. I got you. I mean, I think that this is kind of like comparable to where Dallas probably is. I think that we're probably a little bit better than 5. I think we're probably top 3 to 4.
Yes.
In terms of cornerbacks, that's what I think. But I will say they're close, right? They're close, right? I think that, when you have the young pieces we have with Diggs, man, and Bland and Izzy coming in there, man, and hey, man, you got some really, really good pieces, man, and you got good safeties as well that can cover and be hybrid. You don't have, put it like this, I don't see another team, I would probably say besides maybe Philly and maybe San Fran that has the position flexibility and versatility in the secondary that the Dallas Cowboys do.
They disrespecting us. And when I think about it, let me go ahead and say it. We number one. We got the number one secondary, bro. Come on, bro. It's crazy. Bro, that Gallimore changed the game. Like, when you add up all the interceptions between Trayvon Diggs, Stephen Gallimore, and Bland,
come on, man.
If you, cause cause this is a list of all corners. That means you gotta count the nickel. How do we not have Bland? Cause Bland is what push it all the way over now. Putting Bland in a nickel, and he had 6 interceptions last year. Come on, bro. That is number one. I would take Dallas secondary over everybody. Even Miami. Jalen Ramsey. Wait. Nah, I would take Dallas secondary over, especially Philly. What's your thoughts, Law?
Well, when I look at this secondary, I'm looking at it like, okay, I see Trayvon Diggs, Gallimore, and Bland.
Yeah.
Now, when I look at what they got over there as far as the Miami, they're just top heavy. They got Ramsey and Howard. You know, now Cam Smith, that's my dog. You know how I like his skill set, but he's unproven commodity.
Yes.
Even with the Jets, Gardner, he did a great job last year, but he got to have a prove it to me again type of situation. True. But he is good for what he did. And DJ Reed, shout out to him. But when I look at Slay, Bradbury, man, Bradbury got burnt by us, man.
Exactly.
And man, he got burnt. When I look at Zaire Alexander, Eric Stokes, Rasul Douglas, we stay burning those boys with our wide receivers. All 3 of those boys. So what's going on here? You can't say the same for Bland. You can't say the same for Gallimore. No. You can't even say the same for Diggs on a consistent basis of getting burnt. So come on, man.
Yeah, this is disrespectful.
We got the best. It's disrespectful.
It's a disrespectful list. What you think, Big?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely feel like we're better than Green Bay's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
what about the Eagles?
Our top 2. I mean,
I'm
taking Gallimore over Bradbury.
Exactly.
I'm taking Gallimore over Bradbury.
All day.
And hey, I'm taking Diggs over old man Slay. Sorry.
All day. Man, get your old self, sit down.
And then when you got a Bland who's a 6'2", 200-pound fast guy who's a ball hawk, came out of nowhere.
Tell him.
And then let's talk about Izzy. Izzy gonna be is the secret weapon. Right. He's the secret sauce. They got Nation Wright on there and KJ. Man, take him off and put Izzy on there. Right. Put Izzy on there. Give me them 4. Give me Izzy, Bland, Gallimore, and Diggs. Come on, dog. And let me say this about that Miami. Hey, Jalen Ramsey is nasty, but dog, he been getting cooked the last couple of years, dog. I don't care. He been getting cooked. He's you know, OC and you guys, you know how some guys make to the Pro Bowl every year just on reputation. I think this is what's happening with Jalen Ramsey now. He's just getting
Jalen get beat a lot more.
Now. But when I'm seeing the tape, he getting chewed up.
Right.
He get beat more than he should for all that noise he talk. I'll tell you that for sure. He get beat a little bit more than what he should for sure.
Nah, they disrespected us, man. Because you're right, especially when you add Izzy. When you add Izzy to it, and you could even say LaShawn Wright and Calvin Joseph, bro, on the cool.
Boss, get your volume up a little bit. We got a super chat. Yeah, it's a little bit lower. Yeah. Juan Gomez, he said, here's a question for the panel. He said, you think Bland can get more than 6 INTs this year? I'll go first. Yeah, I think he can if they target him. If they target him, yeah, he can because he got great ball skills. He's a guy that can tip and turn around, locate the ball and get it. He's a guy that can jump routes. He's a guy that can run down an overthrown deep ball too. And that's very, very unique. And that's why we got just a tremendous deal with him because he has all around great ball skills. If not an element of ball skills, from my opinion, from watching a defensive back that he doesn't have. Law, what do you think?
Let me just jump in real quick. And then you got it, Law. He don't even get interceptions. He get takeaways.
Yeah. take him away.
He take the ball. You know what I mean? So, like, now Bland's special.
And I think they shortchanged us, man. They just only went with cornerbacks. If they talking about defensive back in general, and you start talking about Dono, and you start talking about Curse, and you start talking about even Hooker,
Yeah.
Look, we got the best secondary.
Right.
It just hands down in the league.
Marquise Bell ain't no slouch neither.
Who?
Bell.
Marquise Bell ain't no slouch.
Right, bro. Oh my God.
He ain't no slouch.
Yeah. And we not even talking about the safeties. When you how can we be top 2 in turnover differential 2 years in a row but be 5th on this list? It don't make no sense. Like we was
pull that list back up again.
You know what it is? Because a lot of people be hating on Diggs. That's what it is, dog.
Yeah,
a lot of people still hate on Diggs, but when they brought up his numbers, he gave up 1,000 yards. Remember they was harping on that. What did he do the next year? His interceptions went down, but didn't that yardage go down too? You feel me?
Way down.
So it's kind of like they really just hate on him. And I think that's what keeps the list down because the hate. Because I just seen PFF have out of these top cornerbacks, who would you take? And they didn't even have Diggs up there with the top ones.
Oh my God.
And you know what? The list is kind of like name based because I'm gonna be 1,000 with y'all, and I don't even like that team. I don't even see the Niners at top 10.
Oh yeah, hold on, let me look at it again.
Yeah, they're a little bit biased.
They're a little biased with the names because Niners not even up there, and you couldn't even throw on Ward,
And the Chargers, look at the Chargers. They got the Chargers up there, and J.C. Jackson didn't play last year pretty much, and he got turned all the way up. He was getting killed, and then he got injured. But look how high he is, and they got his name up there just because of what he did 2 years ago.
It's a names list. You right.
It's a names list because I don't see the Niners, and I don't even, y'all know I can't stand the Niners.
Definitely.
I don't even see them up there. This is a cornerbacks list, y'all. This is not a quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's somebody on my side, like quarterbacks, but the Niners. I'm talking about the cornerbacks.
And as I think about this more, we're definitely top 3 because at the end of the day, you got Diggs. All right, now you got Gallimore, then you got Bland. Who you go target? Well, if you target Diggs, you know what that's gonna get you. If you target Bland, well, might just snatch the ball straight out the receiver's hands.
Right.
If you target Gallimore, he typically covers him like a blanket. He's not more so of a ball skill guy like a Bland, but he gonna cover you like a blanket. So what you gonna do? And to me, if I'm Bland or Gallimore, I'm super excited because I know teams are probably gonna stay away from Diggs. So man, all I gotta do is be ready to rock it. I'm about to make a Pro Bowl to get paid. Man, I'm super happy from either one of those guys.
Man, that whole don't get me started on this. OC, I want to flip it to something real quick.
Go ahead.
Now, this is something that I heard your perspective on. And listen, y'all. Sometimes I could tell when my boy OC get into profit mode. And I listened because he got a video coming out tomorrow. And
Speak up a little bit, boss.
The OC got a video coming out tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you, bro.
And he broke down the real insight of Michael Parsons working with Andrew Whitworth. Let's go around the table. And OC, obviously, I know you ain't gonna give away your whole video, but
no, I'm not, because they ain't gonna watch it.
I want to go around the circle with this because Michael Parsons is low key genius for this. This is low key, like this is go, and I felt you after listening to your video, OC. And I was sleeping on this part, but after I listened to your video, this is gonna be one of the secrets to why Michael Parsons is gonna go crazy. Let's go around.
Yeah, it's all spread.
We'll start with you, Big.
Well, first of all, we know how good Andrew Whitworth was, right? I mean, I'm out here in Ohio, so I got to see him firsthand with them Bengals for all them years, right? And for him to say, you know what, out of nowhere, I want to see if you want to work out with me. You know, I want to get even better. You know what I mean? You training with the best, one of the best, and when he says he's in awe.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When that man, and look how many people Andrew Whitworth went against.
Man.
Many. Everybody.
Many of some of the greats. And just like you just said, boss, he's gonna be in his bag even more. But like I said again, I seen him on an interview. He said year 3 is my year. So if he's saying year 3 is his year, then he wants to get. If he's saying that's his year, then he wants to go against the best. He wants to have the best train him. He wants to, he wants all of it. And I think he's at that level where he's like, you know what, I was really good those first couple of years, but haven't we all said this? Year 3 is when we see the player, right?
Yep.
We said this time and time again with players in general. It's that year 3 is when we really know. So this is the year that, hey, it could be a 20-sack season like a D Ware.
Yeah, he aiming for it.
He flat out is.
If he get that 20 sacks, it's over. I feel sorry for you, Cowboys, if he gets 20 sacks.
That pie, he gonna start bringing out that pie, and he gonna say, "Hey, but Cowboys got the rights for 5 years. They got rights to them, big game, James. They can play mean ball.
They're gonna drain that all the way out."
But I talked to my mentor before. What you say?
Exercise the 5th year.
Oh, yeah, exercise 5th year. About the money and everything. He's gonna hit you with that. Hey. He gonna come up with something. But my mentor I was talking to before, he said success happens in private, failure in full view. And Parsons going to work out in Austin and not being with his crew, letting us know that it's time for him to go to an elevation point. And he's trying to key in ways to get better. And why not seek out the ops to see what they do? And I can't wait because I know the OC gonna give us some of it, right? He gonna whisper to us some of the details of the reason why offensive linemen are use their hands and when the opposition is trying to shoot through half body, what they're looking to stop to make sure that they get their hands inside first and keeping the chest area clean and all of those things. So I can't wait to hear that assessment. But by Parsons, it said, okay, I get it from an edge rusher's perspective. I get it from a linebacker's perspective. But dog it, let me get it from a tackle perspective. Right. Let me get it from a guy that utilizes his feet well, that know how to balance, control, shift, and kick, slide, and make sure that he keep quarterback upright. Let me find that weak area where I can learn from the great and get some of that on me. You know what I'm saying? So look, this is about to be that year for Parsons. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If you haven't bought a Parsons Stitch jersey, go get it now, because the price of that finna go up too.
Yeah, man. And Law, I think that you really brought out an excellent point. And, it is one of the points in the video, and I'll elaborate just a little bit on that. The rest of this, you guys got to go watch the video tomorrow to get the rest. But a key thing that you need to have that benefits you immensely from a defensive end perspective, all right, is perspective.
Yes.
You need to understand what that offensive lineman is thinking.
Yes.
Is thinking. Right. Why does he line up the way he line up? Right. Why is his foot a certain way? Why does he do his hands a certain way on this play? Right?
How would he tackle you based on a certain down and distance?
What is he thinking, right? You need to know his perspective.
Right.
Because if you can, a mentor of mine, speaking of mentors, Law, told me this, that, hey, you're not going to mimic everything from me, right? He's a mentor of mine. He say, but if you may not even agree with everything that I do, because it was a guy my mentor said about one of his mentors. He said, I didn't agree with everything he did. I didn't like how he handled everything. But the most valuable thing that I learned was how he thought. And when I understood how he thought, I could transliterate that and take my game to the next level. So I mentioned 3 other key things in addition to that. But hey, it's the perspective, dude. The perspective is a game changer for a defensive end. If you can get that, I coach my son, my youngest son, and I played offensive tackle. My youngest son plays defensive end. And the number one thing that I tell him when we out there doing drills and all that stuff, I say, okay, what are you thinking? Okay, this is what I'm thinking. It's third and short. This is what I'm thinking. It's third and long. This is what I'm thinking. It's first down, and I put my hand on the ground, and we know we got a double team. This is what I'm thinking. I want him to master perspective.
Ooh. And see, I got to say this about Michael Parsons. His common sense is genius. His common sense is what makes him genius. Like I remember, obviously playing cornerback my whole life, right? And I start, going to watch, NFL players work out with one of my friends who's an NFL trainer. And for the first time in a long time, I was on the offensive huddle. And I started seeing how they was plotting against us for the first time. How they would set us up. Body language and everything. You know what I mean? And
right.
I hated that I never thought to go actually work out with receivers.
They said hit your mic, turn it up, turn your mic up. They couldn't hear you over here.
Man,
Napoleon King. There you go, right there.
Okay, you can hear me.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta stay close to the mic.
Okay, I must be having a short. All right, but listen.
Yeah.
If I would have been smart enough to do what Micah is doing, where he said, I don't want to just practice pass rush moves. I want to practice these moves based on the right situations. Where I know on this down and distance, this is how you're likely going to attack me. So I can't wait. That video is good, man. I really can't wait, man. Now, I do have one more topic. This is a quick one, but I think we should still, and I'm serious, for real.
The Mercenary.
Right.
The Mercenary.
I want y'all to hear me out. I don't know what's going on with my volume, y'all. It's just a bad day.
They saying it's the new hat. They saying it's your hat.
It's my hat. Let me see if I can turn me
I
up.
love weed. Said it's the new hat.
2. I gotta turn me up as much as I can do. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just gonna be trash today. Y'all gonna have to fight through it. But this the deal. But see, the first person that I ever heard call Sue a mercenary was the OC. He was the first person that, now he calls himself a, I think we need to keep our eye on this. For real.
Okay.
Hear me out. Because see, what did Philly do? And I'm not on Philly, substance. But see, when Jordan Davis didn't have that instant impact, they went and got the mercenary. I think Dallas needs to be ready to do that. That's just my take on it. Especially when he said, I'll be ready for a mercenary market. So, because it's a mercenary market, especially for DT, every trade deadline. Every one. You know what I mean? And I think the Dallas Cowboys should keep an eye on that in case of injury or in case we're not getting that return on investment that we're planning to get. I just want to get y'all thoughts on that.
You see, I was cool with it last year, but this year I gotta wait. I got one person that I got reservation on with that front.
Yeah.
And it's Canadian bulldozer.
Right.
Neville Gallimore.
Yeah.
I want to see, he's the only person, maybe you can throw in Chauncey, but
yeah.
I just think Chauncey and Neville Gallimore but Gallimore is more the guy.
Yeah.
Because we know that he gained weight. He went and switched positions. Out of college, he was suited to be a 3-tech, but
Right.
they wanted to put more mass on him because we were inefficient at 1-tech, and they wanted him to play that 1-tech role. But just because you gain the size doesn't mean that you gain the strength.
Facts.
And he just big boy down inside with no force, man. And I would never forget, if you guys think I'm lying, go back and watch the Eagles game. Look for Neville Gallimore. They folded that brother up like a wallet. They just pushed him around like a pinata. I said, God, dog, man. He just say he's big, but he ain't strong. You know what I'm saying? Built like Tarzan, play like Jan. You know what I'm saying? And so he was having all of that. So hopefully, this is my thing. Hopefully, we drafted Mozzie and they told Neville, we want to get you back at 3-tech, and we can see what he was doing his rookie year.
Right.
That's our hope.
Well, here's the deal, man. Neville Gallimore is probably on his way out of the building.
Damn.
They gave him some extra games above Tristan Hill, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But listen, the room is getting too deep, man. You brought back Jonathan Hankins. He gained about probably 30, 40 pounds to try to play the 1 technique. That's not his natural position. And I feel bad for him a little bit because he was put in a very precarious position. He was drafted running a 4.840, 4.740, 4.740. Yeah, a 4.740 out of Oklahoma with a natural pure 3 technique, right? A one-on-one defender, right? And you put him down there versus mature NFL guards and centers and say, okay, produce something for me. It's like, it's kind of bad, right? So he probably needs a fresh start. You got Ghosts in there. You got Bohanna there they're not giving up on. They just re-signed Hankins. They just brought in Mozzie. I mean, where do you play, man? Where do you play? Where do your reps go, bro? And look, it's a tough situation, man. He's probably on his way out of here. But as it relates to a person like Ndamukong Suh is strong enough to beat out some of these guys. He'll probably beat out a Mozzie Smith this year just with his strength and veteran savvy, right? And so you can't have enough big, strong dudes in the middle of that defense. So if you can get him on the cheap, come on, baby, pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Man, I'm kind of caught in the middle on this one.
On Sue?
Be out like me, man. Be out with me, man. Come on.
I just, man, it's tough because I like Ndamukong Suh. He's nasty. He's just nasty. I like the nastiness that he brings. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Nasty Time. So
I got you.
Let me see if I got that
Nasty Time.
Yeah, I ain't got that button. I think I got this one though.
So that's why I like him. But to Law's point, I kind of want to see. You got Ghost in there, you got Gallimore there. I kind of want to see these guys step up because this is the opportunity for you to do it. You feel me? Like this is the perfect opportunity for y'all to step up and be players in this system. And even with Ghostin, because remember Ghostin, they were talking about Ghostin being the next D-Law. They slid him on the inside. Now you ain't really seeing his pass rushing ability. You feel me? So, I would say I would wait probably to maybe maybe
October.
early season, mid-season, season, mid-season, and see where we stand right there.
Yeah.
Let's give these guys a chance right now. I want to see the Ghost in year 3. I want to see the Gallimore once again, because maybe the fire gets lit under him with the Mozzie pick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that fire lights under him like, hey, and guess what? Remember, y'all, Gallimore's playing for a contract.
Yeah.
So
you
might get his best. He's playing for a deal.
Yeah.
And we know when guys are playing for a deal, they tend to bring their best.
Yes, good point.
Yeah.
So maybe that could happen for Gallimore. I'm trying to wish positive things with Gallimore.
I think that's smart.
But let me jump in.
Analysis, very good.
Let me jump in and say something. I just think, man, and not to differ, I pray he plays good for his own benefit. Hey, I want to see the brother get a second contract on a personal note. But I just think that Dan Quinn is kind of out on Gallimore because he did not get reps. His reps, man, really waned. And I didn't see Dan Quinn being committed to getting him in there on a consistent basis with that rotation. and we drafted Mozzie Smith. So if he believed in Gallimore, then why did you draft Mozzie Smith? You draft Mozzie Smith because you're saying you got a problem in that middle holding up. So and I didn't mention this person either. You got Osi Adigazoo there. You like him a lot. You're high on him. You're still trying to develop Bohanna. You're still trying to develop Golson. So he's gonna have to put on his Superman cape and fly around in this training camp early to earn some reps, man. If he doesn't, bye bye.
All right.
Here's what I like about this, though. Finally, we drafted a 1 tech, and we're going to say now we're going to see if you can play 3 tech. Normally, we did it backwards. We drafted 3 tech. Let's see, can he play 1 tech, right?
Right.
Yeah, can you give us a little 1 tech for us? But
it's crazy.
If you really think about it, we are still staying at 1 tech. It's another guy that we need to see something from, and he's from Memphis, and it's Big Bo. Pushing big body, can't stop me for the 9-8. Gotta sell a million copy. Baller. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Bohanna, I thought played better. Listen, I thought Bohanna played better when we got Hankins.
Oh yeah, I know, but Hankins gonna give you what 20, 25 reps, right? Big game.
Because when they put Bohanna and when they put Bohanna and Hankins together, that middle wasn't moving.
Yeah.
True.
It's my big face.
Now that's a page. That's a page from the 2010 Green Bay Packers in 2011 when they went 15-1 with Cullen Jenkins and B.J. Raji, right?
B.J. Raji.
Yeah. You take those 2 big boys, you put them inside. So hopefully Dan Quinn said, "Hey, Mike McCarthy, what were you doing with Cullen Jenkins and those big boys?" And he said, "Hey, we had pushed the big people inside." And hopefully that could be the situation. And maybe we are heading into more of a 3-4 defense. I know that topic may take too much for us to go over that, though.
Yeah.
Well, I think that. No, I think that what you're headed toward is a flex 5-2.
Yeah.
That's what I think you're headed for. You're headed for a flex 5-2, and I'm gonna do a detailed breakdown on this. Me and Boss Cowboy will, or either myself. What you will end up doing in some scenarios is you're gonna cover the center and the 2 guards, and if these boys can play, well, it's gonna be Hades. It's gonna be straight hell trying to run that ball because you go put Hankins at the 0, you go put Mozzie at a 3, and then you go put Bohannon at a 3. That's your big package. That's your big package. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do now? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because guess what? Whoever you decide, whatever line call you make, whoever, you cannot double team but one of those people. One of those you can double team the 1, you can double team the 3 or the 3. You can't double team more than one person based on alignment. You can't double team. So whoever they play, that offensive line will gotta win. And I'm a bet, man. I'm betting on these boys. These boys gonna win 1-on-1, and it's gonna be problems.
Ooh, that boy say that 5-2. Ooh,
5-2 flex.
I see it. Yeah, and that's an ancient defense. That was one of the first defense ever. You know,
5-2.
Yeah, because the 4-3 came from the 5-2. Anyway, getting into the final words. So it's that time of the year where football is amongst us. So we already at the rookie mini camps, and then you got the OTAs that's coming. So it's gonna pick up, y'all. It's gonna pick up a lot. So make sure that you like everybody's channel, because we already obviously doing our breakdowns on the draft candidates, the undrafted free agents. All that's now starting to move behind us. Now we starting to get into the concepts to build championships between everybody's channel. So make sure y'all continue to follow my boy Big Game James, my boy Law Nation, the OC and myself on the final word, because we go give it to you, all of us. And that's my final word, man.
Well, my final word is going to be this. I like this defense, y'all. I'm ready to see this defense. There's so many things I want to see with this defense. I really want to see what Dan Quinn is really going to do. I feel like he's kind of being a mad scientist right now. He's got a lot of toys to play with. They're giving him a lot of toys to play with. So I'm excited to see, where this defense can go now, because it's been building for these last couple of years, man. It's been exciting to see this defense. It's been exciting to see maybe kind of the changeover from Cowboys always being all about offense, and now we can maybe start being about defense, because like we said, I think we said it before on the show, and I've said it, when you saw those Cowboys 90s team, I remember watching them, and they were exciting, but when we got that young defense and we could rotate all kind of guys in and out, that's when we took it to the next level.
Right.
And, I'm excited to see year 3 of this defense. We always talk about the third year, right? Well, this is like the year 3 for me with Quinn and those guys. So I feel like it's really going to take off, and it's going to be even more dominating than it was these last couple of years with the turnovers and the sacks. I think it's all going to come together where you're going to be like, wow, this defense is that. And that's what I'm excited to see. And I'm hyped. I am actually hyped to see this defense and what it's going to do, and what Dan's going. Yeah, you got the Kool-Aid. Go, play your Kool-Aid. I like the damn defense.
Is that not what I'm hearing? Am I not hearing Kool-Aid? Is that not what I'm hearing right now, dog?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
That's what I'm hearing, dog. I'm glad to hear it, because I'm feeling so much better now, for real, because you talking me into some major excitement on this D, man. You made a hell of a fine case on that D, big. You really are a defensive dude, for real. Like, real.
Minister of defense, man.
Minister of defense.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, I'm excited because the Cowboys got some ingredients in the kitchen, and so they got some ingredients. They got some steak, they got some chicken, they got some spices, they got some vegetables, they got some starches. And so now I want to see how they cook. I want to see in particular how this defense cooks and how Dan Quinn combines and uses all these ingredients. If he's going to make a filet with a bourbon glaze and some candied yams, what is he gonna do with this thing? I mean, is he gonna make some beef Wellington with this thing? I mean, what is he gonna do? He's gonna make some beef stew. I mean, what we gonna have for dinner? That's what I want to know, is how are you gonna cook and combine all of these ingredients, man, and serve up a meal that is a destruction to most offenses this coming season.
I had to pull up that 5-2 defense, the OC. And in order for that to work, our weak side and our Sam linebacker got to cover hook to flat. And you got to have the ultimate trust with your CBs, on the edge there. And when you broke it down, the OC, I'm in love with the 5-2. Because I think that we finally got the personnel. Now, this means that you probably get my guy LVE out of the paint, and if Damone Clark can step up, he can be probably where would you put him at? At the Sam or weak side? Where would you put him at?
I would put him at will, because he can just run. He can flat out sprint. He can run. I mean, he could play either one, but he can run so good. Man, I would put him at will. That's me. That's what I would do. But he could play either one, dude. He could play either one.
It depends on the offense package.
Put him on that weak side, dog, and let him chase everybody down, because he was doing that toward the end of the year.
Yeah, because it depends on the package to me, Law. You know what I mean?
This is crazy, man. This stopped all of the run. 5-2. Let's get it, man.
Because it depends on who you countering. You know what I mean? So.
Because look, hey, real quick, Law, on that 5-2 right there, because I've been screaming. I don't know how y'all feel about this. I've been screaming to get Osa on the outside a little bit. So if you had a Mozzie, a Hankins, and a Bohanna, and you put a Osa on the edge with a D-Law or something like that, woo-hoo,
And see, at first, Big, I would have been like, hold on. I would have been like, but like being real, like we talked about earlier, I'm learning Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
And it does make sense to play with different packages. See what works. You know what I mean? See if a guy has a certain thing in him that you never imagined. And like he said he intentionally create those situations. No, that's a good idea, Big. I love it.
Yeah, that's a real good idea, man. Especially all of this could work out for us, man. I just think that the Cowboys, we got the personnel this year, and we got flexible guys that could be interchangeable.
Right.
Where you don't know who's really the mic.
Right. Yeah.
And we
right.
have that flexibility now. So
Yes.
that's going to be tremendous for us. You may think for sure 1,000% that Parsons is the mic, and he's not. And then he is, Oh my goodness. Quinn got to just get in his bag this year. Last season, we had issues with stopping the run, so we tried to fabricate it with twist stunts. And we got gashed and burnt through it. And when I look back at this team last year, you know what also was brought to my attention?
What's that, Big
We
Up?
never had back-to-back losses.
Right.
And the defense played lights out after a loss. They realized, oh snap, man. They talked about us like this. Go back and look at all of those games. And our average points scored by offense after a loss were right at 30 something. So by seeing that, meaning that either we lost concentration and we didn't plan properly, and then when we got after a loss, we got into their meeting rooms and said, look, put all of the bull sugar aside, let's get this dub. And we've seen that. That's even coming off of the loss in the Washington game, right? They play like they was on fire. And I want the Cowboys all 2023 season to play like they on fire. And I'm quite sure they're hearing all of the stuff. And sometimes it takes for a team in your division to get all the way there or to go all the way there to motivate you. One of the biggest factors in the 90s, Big Game James will let us all know, right? In OC and U-Balls, was watching the Washington team go to the Super Bowl, watching the Giant team go to the Super Bowl, So we played those guys twice a year, you know what I'm saying? So we were like, hey, if they can make it, we can make it, and watch what we do. So sometimes motivation comes from within, and I ain't saying that the Eagles motivated us, but the Cowboys had to look at the Eagles team and said, man, they are not light years ahead of us. We put 40 points on them, and they just lost to a team in the Super Bowl that didn't put 40 points up on them, right?
Right.
So I'm looking at it like that, man. The Cowboys this year, I know no excuses on the table. Dan Quinn got his pieces. Mike McCarthy, he said, hey, you install it, you call it. That goes all the way back to, hey, I told Gallimore something and he didn't listen.
Yep.
And I refused to help him out because they're going to give him all of the credit. So guess what? Brian Schottenheimer, they like this now. Because they come from the same system and scheme. So you won't even ever hear, hey, you install it, you call it. Because now Mike McCarthy, I heard one of your shows, boss, and you said that this should be Mike McCarthy's, believe it or not, this should be his first year.
Yep.
Because now you're going to really see West Coast. We haven't seen West Coast over here. We haven't seen his philosophy and scheme and system. This was all a digit system ran by Gallimore. And I'm only bringing this up for context, y'all. Now we got his boys, and I know what people going to go back to the Mike Nolan and all of that, but that was on the defensive side. Now it's going to be on the offensive side with his boys, with his philosophy and his scheme. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's my thoughts on it.
Oh, I can't let you finish on that final word. I gotta add one thing to it, bro.
Go ahead.
I was looking at my first book that I wrote. And Mike McCarthy was saying that he wanted to run the West Coast. To your point, Law. And I had to reread my first book to see that even in the off season, he was talking about the West Coast. But see, what Law just said was so fire that he never could implement his vision with Gallimore. This is gonna be the first time he's able to fully implement his vision. And I saw that in my book. I actually got mad. I ain't even say nothing. I was just.
But you know what? You could take a bottle of water and oil, and you can take it and then shake it.
Yeah.
And it appears that it's mixed, right? It appears that everything is working together. And then you set it down and watch how it get divided, right?
Yes.
And that's what happened. That's what's been going on, you know? Yeah. So in order for us to get on a win spree, we had to lose, you know?
Yes.
We had to shake it up so it can work. No. See, now people gonna realize, oh my goodness, we're just killing time and wasting time with this situation.
Yes.
Watch how this running game is going to be such a rhythmatic running game, right? Yeah. Everything done with reasons and purpose, because it's no more mixing of oil and water philosophies. It's just going to be all oil or it's going to be all water.
Damn.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills drop it hard.
Let's go.
Time to do.
Lately I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah.
That was the final
I've been
word.
really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up.
Hey, did you see Stephen A. Smith?
Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it. Lately I just wanna run it up.
That Stephen A. Smith will cry.
Oh, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Google that. I promise you, I'm gonna go. Was it real or was it one of them TV cries?
Oh man, I put it on my reels, man. You know I had to get at him.
I'm gonna go find it, Law. I promise you,
man. And low key, the Knicks were pretty good, but he kind of sullied them.
What happened, dog?
I mean, hey, Knicks, they did their thing with Jalen Bronson and making it all the way deeper into the playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know.
Tears, dog?
Yeah, man. He was hurt.
Oh, man.
He was hurt.